Well, hello there, Retro PC Durham. Chris here with another video. We are on the Aptiva Stealth machine again today, and I thought it'd be neat to take a look at the original ship group that came with the 2142. This came with the machine that I bought. Obviously, it's used. You can see it's a little bit beat up. The seal's already been broken. Print date on this one is August of 1997. Most of the components on the system as well, I noticed, were like July to September. So that's obviously that range of 1997 when the machine was put forward. So kind of cool. Let's open it up. And I thought we'd be neat to kind of take a little trip down memory lane, take a look at all the stuff that would have originally come with the system. So we'll start off with the reference guide. So kind of interesting. The first table of contents here. The first like 13 pages are all legal notices, and then it goes into page 13 is ergonomics and arranging a work area. So that's kind of cool. If you think back, in the 90s, it still wasn't commonplace for every single household to have a computer in it. So the idea of understanding office workplace setups and ergonomics might not be familiar for a lot of people. So that's kind of cool that they provided that information for you to know how to do that. Next up, we have a section on how to get help. So, what kind of help information is available for you to use. Basic diagnostic services. So there's a whole bunch of like system beep information, can't enter a password, lots of troubleshooting information on here. Error codes, always helpful on any computer to have error codes even now to understand what an error code or a beep code is. So it's got all of that here handily available. And again, finding this stuff now is as simple as a Google search, but in 1997 it wasn't really that easy. Interesting section here we've got on page 63, the setup utility. So it actually goes into detail, I believe, here about, how to get into the setup utility, and then information on how to navigate the setup utility. It doesn't go into detail here, unfortunately, though, on what each section of the setup utility mean, which could be really important for somebody who's not familiar with it. So that's kind of interesting. And then helpware and support services. So this is going through how to get online to the pc.ibm.com website for help, and how to phone in to get help. I remember that, 1-800-565-3344 from calling up. I think that's spelt out. I don't remember what that spelt out. It was something 565 help or something like that. Anyways, that was the Canadian support number. 555. Oh, it was 555 help 4357. That was the US one. I don't remember what the Canadian one kind of fit into, what it meant. Anyways, so that's kind of cool. And then some information on adding or removing hardware if you're going to install or replace items or add components into the system. So, you think from a IBM being like very restrictive, like, oh, you're only allowed to, buy IBM stuff with it. They were pretty, okay about, we'll give you some information here on how you would actually access the machine and add components to it. And then even a board layout. Obviously, this isn't a circuit board layout, but it's actually got a board layout here of the system board and what all the different sections are of the system board to know what you've got plugged in where. Kind of helpful to have that kind of information available. Yeah, so pretty cool. Next up, we've got the color monitor user's guide. So this is for the MM75 monitor that came with the computer. So very similar. We've got information on audio controls, user controls, additional information, specifications, and troubleshooting. And then it's in multiple languages. So unlike this one, which is all in English, this one has Portuguese, it has Spanish, it has French, and it has English. Okay, so maybe this was like a North American or an I'm going to say an Americas, so North America and South America manual, because then it would have covered Canada, the US, Latin America for, broad brushing it, and then kind of Brazil. because if this was released worldwide or covering European, why German and wouldn't be on here would be a little bit strange, right? With French and German, I believe, being the two most populous languages in Europe. Yeah, so the manual is pretty simple here. It's just got information on, you know, how to fit the base on. I don't have the regular base with this. I have the what is this called? The tubular stand? No. I guess it's called the tubular stand. I don't know what that, if that's correct or not. Anyways, the S-series stand is what it's called. How to connect your monitor up to your computer, what all the controls mean, which I guess is kind of helpful knowing what these symbols mean when you're going through the menu. Positioning information, information on the supported display modes of the MM75, which in this case it will go up to 1024 by 768 at 85 hertz. Nice. I thought that this supported 1280 by 1024 as well, but I could be, well, the manual says 1024 by 768, so I guess not. Dimensions information, some troubleshooting. Screen is blank, orange indicator. Does it have anything here about the screen being dim? Because that was the problem I'm having with mine. No, doesn't. Well, I'm pretty sure I know what that's going to be. We'll get into that probably in another video. All right, look at this. We've got your Aptiva personal computer is full of all kinds of great things. This envelope contains some of the information you may need as you use your computer. For example, the login IDs and passwords for trial memberships to online services are in this envelope. Interesting. Okay, well, let's look at that. The tape has never been peeled off of this, or the guy opened it up and like quickly covered it up or something. So let's see what we've got here. We've got, this is, I guess, maybe ads for stuff. So we've got a Quicken SE. You can get a Quicken Checks sample pack. So I guess you could get checks you could write, custom checks from Quicken. CompuServe Internet Services. Lotus Smart Suite 97, which was the Office package. IBM bought the Lotus company from, bought them completely and built like a Microsoft Office thing. And Smart Suite actually wasn't a bad Office suite. I mean, Lotus 123 was a absolutely fantastic spreadsheet software. ScreenCam was a pretty decent screen recording software. Freelance is like PowerPoint wasn't that great. Organizer was okay. WordPro was fine, a passable word processor, and Lotus Approach was a database software, and it worked like a database software. I mean, none of this stuff was really any worse than Microsoft Office, and it did have compatibility. Because, it's just, Office just took the world by storm alongside Windows. So Quicken Deluxe, we've got I guess this is an ad. Maybe this came with Quicken SE. Prodigy Internet Service. Warranty and special provisions. There's I guess an addendum to the warranty information for Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea. All right. Our end license for Microsoft Plus. Oh, don't look at my OEM key here. We've got our Microsoft Plus 1.0 certificate of authenticity. We have our IBM antivirus services advertisement. So this would have come with IBM antivirus, and this was a ad to, I guess, upgrade your subscription for updates. We have an ad for ordering, I guess, a webcam from Intel. IBM Home, which was their, what is this what I think it is? Become a member of Owner Privileges today. This was like a membership program that they had. Yeah, a yearly membership program, $100 US or $130 Canadian. You would get service privileges, preferred call handling, enhanced update connector to include free downloads, emails, discount privileges, oh my goodness. So they had like a members only program available. I wonder if anyone actually ever signed up for this. I don't know. Maybe to think if they could get like preferential treatment for calling the helpline. And then we got one more internet service. Yes, you need America Online. 50-hour free trial. Wow, 50 hours. You could only get a trial like that when you bought a computer for it. Okay, what else do we have here? We have a manual for Ring Central. So this is one of the software programs that came with Aptivas of the time, and I believe it's been removed from my system, but I believe that there would have been some kind of soft modem that came with that. It might not have been the M-Wave. It might have been the M-Wave modem, but it also might not have been because there is an integrated sound adapter, the Crystal Audio, built into the system board of the 2142. So it might not have been the infamous M-Wave, but this would have had to have come with a modem, and it would have had to have been either a soft modem or an actual proper voice modem to have Ring Central installed on it. And Ring Central was basically like a voice, fax, email, data management software that you ran on your system, and it could run basically as a fax machine, as a voice messaging system. Could integrate with IBM Home Director, which was the home automation stuff that you could have plugged in around your house. So this is like a full manual, and like a full detailed manual too. Like, let's just go through here and see like how to get mailboxes set up, what are messages, how to use it to dial phone numbers, how to make phone calls, how to send and receive faxes and do monitoring, how to use it for your as your email program, all the data information of where data goes and comes, which is, you know, kind of interesting now about, you know, data retention, where all that stuff comes from. All the options that you can do for each individual section of Ring Central, all the fax fees, trouble codes. Like, this is really great. Like, if you didn't have this, I don't know, you might be lost using trying to use this. Phone video users guide. So this was, I think, part of Ring Central. Aptiva video phone. So this was, yeah, it is part of Ring Central. I see it over here. So this was an additional feature that you could do video calling. Now, of course, the quality of video calling would be highly questionable, but it is what it is. Here's our manual for the IBM Scroll Point mouse. So I don't have this mouse, but I do remember the Scroll Point mouse being a thing. And so this is just a quick manual on, you know, what the Scroll Point mouse, what the buttons are, where to get your settings on it. I don't believe there was any special software for the Scroll Point mouse, because it was just a regular ball mouse with a scroll button on it that was kind of like a track point. So that's interesting. We've got Aptiva CDs. Oh, hey. So this one is still, the glue is still on here. So, oh, I hope I don't tear it. Oh, wait, is it? Oh, he slit it. So the original guy that had this actually slit it with a knife. So you can just take it out and take a look. It's here. We got, oh, look at that. We have the product recovery CD. So I'm going to be able to recover the 2142 right back to its original Windows 95. I hope this CD is still usable. It looks a little bit wonky. Oh boy. Okay. That's awesome. We have World Book Encyclopedia, 1997 edition of World Book Encyclopedia. This is like, you know, before Wikipedia was a thing. It's the only thing you could use if you wanted to get information. But these were actually really helpful because I remember, you know, in the early to mid 90s when I was, you know, still going to, before I was still in school, you had to go to the public library to look at reference materials, right? Like we never had encyclopedias in the house. Those were expensive. But you could go and use the reference materials at the library, and stuff like World Book Encyclopedia was great because it had all the information that was in the reference materials, and you could have that at home and you could put stuff together. And if you had a printer, you could even print out your stuff, but you could also use this if you were writing an essay, say, you could use this as reference in the same footnote reference information from the encyclopedia in the library you could use on this as well, which was, you know, really, really helpful for you to not have to go to the library and spend hours at the library. Here's our disk for Lotus Smart Suite 97 that you can install. Here is, yes, the Quicken SE version 6 for finance organization, and the Aptiva Diagnostics and Utilities CD. So this has got, I don't know if this is this additional software? Easy Test Diagnostics, Advanced Diagnostics, and IBM Antivirus for the 2140 and 2142. So, so this lets you do diagnostics on the system, and oh, it's got a copy of an antivirus that's built onto the CD, so you can run it without having to have, I guess, antivirus installed on your system, or if your antivirus software on your system has been compromised. So that's good. We've got, I guess this is all of the original CDs that it would have come with, so that's kind of cool as well. And then lastly, I guess there's some printouts here. So I guess the previous owner had found some information online. He printed out the system board layout information, which it's in the manual here, so I'm not sure why he printed it out again. Maybe he just didn't read his manuals and couldn't find it. And then he's got a whole bunch of like stuff all written down here. I don't know, maybe he was trying to like overclock the system, because he's got a bunch of information here about frequency ratios and stuff. Okay. Anyways, that's pretty cool. So there it is. That's the, you know, the ship group in total that we've gone through. I'm really, you know, this is cool to kind of take a little bit trip down memory lane about how this stuff was all put together before basically everything was online, and you already knew how half of this stuff works because everyone knows how a computer works these days. I'm most excited about the fact that we still have the original software package, and I've got this recovery CD. I was worried about needing to reserve or preserve the original image if it was still on one of the hard drives on the system, but now we don't have to worry about that because we can just blow away the image that's on there. I don't care what that other guy put on there. I can just reload the original image, and we can go back to the Windows 95 image that was on the system and really relive what it was like having that computer in the store, you know, back in 1997 before Windows 98 came out, you know, around, well, I guess if it was September of 97, it would have been less than a year later that 98 would have been coming out. Yeah, so cool. I hope you enjoyed, you know, going taking a look at this stuff with me. Really appreciate the time you spend with me, sharing my my enjoyment of the past and my enjoyment of computers. As always, I hope you are staying safe and healthy, and we'll catch you in the next one.